The world forces us to wear skins that do not belong to us, and to inhabit masks we dare not name. But there comes a moment when the weight of representation exceeds the capacity of that sustaining. This is the breaking point, the instant the mask dissolves, stripping bare the structure that has always been there. It is the end of the self-exile. What is discovered, however, is not a perfect image, but the anatomy of the real. Here is the soul's invitation to descend into our own depths, to finally sustain the shine of our own sun. A plunge into the necessary collapse of who we were, so that we may become who we are. When we integrate what was fragmented within us, we cease to be dragged by the reality of others, to become the architects of our own myth. Expressing the truth is not then a performance. It is an act of psychic and physical sovereignty, the sovereignty of the self. A political act of absolute integration of our own shadow. The freedom to be who we are is only possible through this rigor, through a discipline with the validation of our own existence. By stripping away the persona and facing the void, we discover the call of individuation, the courage to sustain our own voice, when the world's noise leads us to fall silent or to imitate other voices. The soul invites us to become an alchemical vessel, capable of containing the voltage of those who have stopped asking for permission to be. Truth does not need permission. It needs body and audacity, because it is rebirth after walking through our own mire and a baptism with impure water. Nothing could be further from the truth than sincerity at any cost, which we believe to be personal truth. Truth is honesty with our own desire. It is the recognition of our own frontiers. It is knowing that the other and the world are also parts of us. Above all, it is the most radical love for life in its multiplicity. Fear, morality, submission, control. They may delay the truth, but it always escapes through the edges. Distant from diplomas, titles, bank accounts, fame, brands, status, or social categories, truth resists like a flower that unexpectedly blooms in harsh, lifeless soil. It is on the insecure path that possibilities lie. Truth is thus the fall of limits and the limitation of falls. It is the boat that manages to leave the current and decide its own course, an invitation to expand into what we are beyond. The hunger for life and the desert of the necessary death of what needs to die. The sustaining of the paradox, the dynamic balance that includes imbalance itself. We only truly live on the verge of falling, facing the unfathomable within ourselves, without fear of what will be found in the contact with our own darkness. For only those who know how to crawl like a wise serpent over the true earth of the soul can sustain the mountain top bathed in the sun. verdade, truth, verdade, vérité, verità, Wahrheit, veritas, aletheia, hakika, emet, satya, pravda, chenshil, shenjitsu, chenshil, ochito, anyetete,